All right. Okay, well, okay, it's 6:03. Today is the 5th executive committee meeting, and we're all here, Melanie, Victor, and myself. We do have a visitor, and that visitor is John Barbera.
Well, we're not all here. Chris Valle is excused.
That he would be absent.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that, but thank you for jumping in there and taking all my thunder away. So anyway,
my job is done.
Well, let's just see if it's really done, because you may have other things to add later. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me look at the agenda here, and I see that we don't have any students. I say that only because the only other person is John.
Well, he could play a student.
Don't go there.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave that statement alone. So we can go to item number 2, general public comment on non-agenda items. And I am going to use this time to make a statement, unless there are other people who would like to make a statement at this time. Anyone?
Paris.
Okay, so anyway, we got a call from Connie McCosker. I got a call from Connie McCosker inviting our neighborhood council, and this is something she's doing for all neighborhood councils, inviting the neighborhood council to put a table up at Tim McCosker's swearing in ceremony on Saturday. It starts at 2, and it's going to be in Wilmington. The name of the park escapes me, but I'll get that information out. So anyway, I made the executive decision, if I can put it bluntly, to go ahead and let's put the table up without going into, trying to get a special meeting going or anything. But I think it's appropriate because, we're going through elections, and I think it's a good thing, we can advertise elections for our neighborhood council. I asked John to work with Chris to come up with a game plan, and some of that game plan would include maybe expanding a map of the new map of our northwest boundaries area, so that if anyone's interested, then we can kind of show them what might be available, to have any spare newsletters that he has. And he says he has about 100 left over spare newsletters that he can take.
Wow. And
he also is, I also suggested maybe it, for the newsletter, it does have the critical dates for filing the candidate's application. And so then if he can work it out with Chris, maybe make up a flyer that identifies the information. So it's a good outreach opportunity to be there. And I think it was nice that they extended the invitation to neighborhood councils. So I don't know who else will be there. I'm sure the other neighborhood councils will be considering it, but I think it would be great after, for us to be there also.
I agree.
So Vic, you agree too, right? I see you nodding your head. Yes. Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks for agreeing.
And something like this, Ray, something like this, Ray.
Yeah.
It doesn't involve money, and it's an outreach event like at downtown, like at I found this out talking with Shauna before she was replaced by somebody else.
Right.
But she said what they have done now is, like, if you're tabling an event that costs no money,
Uh-huh.
If you're just going to table an event, like for instance, at Tim McCoster's, or there's no money used,
Right.
there's no approval of the board needed, and the outreach committee can just do it.
So I'm glad you're bringing that
Direction
up.
of the
Yeah,
president.
you're absolutely right. There is no money that's asked of us, like to, put a table there. But there may be some nominal expenses that that may come into play, and like, maybe going out and getting a larger map made so that people could see it. Now, this is what I told John. John, if you can just have it done, I'll put the money out of my pocket and we'll see if we can get it reimbursed. Now, from my experience on Bonk, I've heard the funding reports that saying that they don't like reimbursing, but there have been special occasions in which they have done it. So I think we can justify it this time, of course, with your help, Melanie.
Yeah, I'll figure out how to do it.
But the money will be minimal. I don't think it's going to be a lot of money, like hundreds of dollars. I think maybe,
What I think we should do is make a motion to save the problem right now.
make a motion.
To
Well,
Make a motion.
It's not on the agenda.
That's
So-
all right. That's all right. We can take stuff off the agenda that's been brought to John can bring it to the executive board. Okay. John's bringing it because he's here, obviously. Bring it to the executive board, because new motions are allowed because we haven't set the agenda yet. Motions can be brought to be added for the agenda, and executive board can send it to budget and finance
So John, you want to make the,
to ask the executive board.
would you like to make a motion or ask the executive board to,
Yeah, can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think I'd like to make a motion that, and I'll be honest with you, Melanie, I don't think it's going to be just to expand one of the maps onto a 20 by 30, chalkboard,
Mhm.
could be $10, $15 at the most, and some flyers that will make up that just tells about a little bit about the Northwest, and people have an idea. That's it, and what do you
Okay.
think, like 100 flyers would run, even 150, because there'll be a lot of people there. So I don't, maybe somewhere, I say maybe $30, $25, $30 the most for
Why
everything.
don't we just do a motion for $100? That's
Okay.
more to have
Okay.
enough to do. And
All
then we
right, I
can put it
motion,
back, whatever.
yeah, okay, then I motion that we fund $100 for this, for Tim McCosker.
Okay. Well, the swearing in ceremony.
Swearing in ceremony, sorry.
Okay, so we need to move it and vote on it out of
Well,
the executive board.
Uh, Would one of you like to second it?
I'll move it or second it. Well, somebody has to move it because John's not an executive board member. So I'll move it for John.
Okay. Vic, you want a second?
So, who moved it?
I did.
Oh, okay. I said so moved, but my mute button was on, so you didn't hear me. Okay, second.
Okay, discussion?
None.
No discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Melanie, aye. Victor, aye. Ray, aye. So the motion is approved.
Okay,
and
and send it to budget and finance.
thank you very much for your help, Melanie.
You're welcome.
John,
My
thanks a
brain's
lot for
still
your
working even
help
after.
on this whole thing.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, are we gonna put it on our budget, Mel, for
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So what it'll say is, because we always allow for more stuff to come to the meeting. I have an addendum in there, any
Right, yeah.
submissions from any other committees. And so that addendum allows this to go without.
Yeah,
being
we
on the
didn't think,
budget.
yeah, like Ray said, we didn't think it was gonna be that much money anyway. It's
Right.
not, we're not asking, for 500 flyers and, massive, so it's,
And I always
Yeah.
put that on there because like executive committee always meets before us and people come to the executive committee. Or there was a meeting that was happening on Tuesdays before us too, like outreach, I think, or something. And so there were motions being made before before the agenda was due. So that if I didn't have that addendum in there, then it was making them wait until the next budget and finance meeting the following month, and that just wasn't efficient, timely to
Yeah.
get stuff done.
Ray, I'm only gonna ask the people on the youth and outreach who'd like to participate, because we don't really need, 7, 8 people there, do we?
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, whatever. It's gonna be for a short period of time.
So I'll find out from Angela, Kelly, and, Thomas and Ben.
Okay,
And I don't know if I can figure something out for care for my mom. I may pop over there for a little bit.
I'll be able to do
I
it.
think Ted's gonna watch my mom, and so I can go, because it's really important
Okay.
that I be there for Tim's thing.
Yeah,
all right.
okay.
Anyone else?
There is, if you, definitely do that. Let's see. I think we're through with general public comment. I think we can move on.
I've got one more thing to add, one general public.
Okay, go ahead.
Was anybody else, did anybody else get a special invitation to Karen Bass's inauguration?
Yeah, we did.
I did.
Okay.
See,
I'm
might be
thinking
able to go
about
with Ray if
going,
he's-
but
If Ray can, you can go with Ray now.
is there any way I could get a ride with you, Ray, to go?
Only if you wear a mask and you hold your breath the whole ride.
Okay. No, I just wanted to find out before I RSVP.
Yeah, don't forget, yeah, RSVP. You definitely need to RSVP. And yes, absolutely, you could get a ride with us.
Okay, that would be awesome if I could do that. That's important too.
Yeah,
I
okay.
feel honored that I got an invitation to it. It's like, it's a special like invitation thing. It's not a like a general population thing. It's an honored guest thing. So I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. I think I was included only because I'm more of a +1 than anything else for Yolanda. so-
You're a +1. I don't know if it's because I helped a little bit with her campaign that I got it, maybe.
Could be, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I helped, and Yolanda did a lot for her campaign down here locally, so. Vic, were you gonna say something?
Well, I was thinking, is that really a council thing to talk about?
Kinda. But it's general public comment.
That's, yeah, that's,
But also technically, public comment is heard only.
Yeah, I know.
so,
My bad.
okay.
But moving on.
Melanie,
I'll
Consider yourself,
contact you outside this.
consider yourself admonished, and we'll move on.
Okay, alrighty.
All right.
Yeah, I had to get in there somewhere.
No, I know, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your input. And Vic, honestly, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I get that.
Good.
I caught that.
Not a lot of people get it, Anyway, number 3, Northwest San Pedro 2023 election update. So under this, just it's more informational. We can say a little bit more about it maybe on our agenda, but we were in, I did a spot with Tim McCosker for his McCosker Minute to kind of do a PSA on the elections for his whole CD15. But it was just he and I for the minute. So that should go out as an opportunity for outreach for different people, for different organizations and things like that. So anyway, we got that, and then our newsletters has vital information. We're gonna do an outreach event at Tim's thing. So I think it's all inclusive, for this to just go out, that we're actively looking for opportunities to advertise this thing. Melanie, your hand's up, and I also Victor's hand. So Victor, you're next after Melanie.
I do know that I've seen, because I follow on Twitter and follow on Instagram and follow, Chris, our neighborhood council, on all those sites. Chris has been posting a lot of the stuff already. So that's good that he's doing it. It's already being posted on our Twitter account and our Instagram account and all of that about elections.
Right.
And he reshared the thing with Tim McCosker.
And what I'd like to also say, I mean, you're reminding me, and Vic, I'll get right back to you, but I want to really give John props for all the work he's done for Candy Cane Lane, and also his arranging our participation in the parade, but more Candy Cane Lane because we started actively going there and advertising, not only our neighborhood council, but also the elections by passing out our newsletters and things like that. Vic, you're up.
A couple things with the McCosker Minute video. As soon as I get that somehow from Chris, I will put it on the YouTube channel as well. It won't be as prominent as in the other places, but it'll be there.
Cool, thank you.
For anybody who looks. And then I went out to look at the candidate filing site, and it appears to be a different site or a different platform from 2 years ago. So I'm trying to find out so we can tell everybody if they need to know. If they did run last year and created an account and stuff like that to file for their candidacy, they may not be able to use the same login information this time because, like I said, it appears to be a different site, but I'm trying to find out for sure one way or the other.
Okay, that'd be cool. That'd be good information. Thank you for that. Anything else, anyone? Well, anyway, John, thanks a lot for all your help this past weekend. And I'm going to tell you, it was cold and rainy on Friday. Whew, it was cold. But
Thank you, John, too. Again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to help and participate, but circumstances beyond my control happened.
He was
okay,
really
okay.
welcome.
I see Victor's hand.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Vic, your hands up again. I see.
Yeah, just one more thing about the two events. I did post those videos on the YouTube channel, so they are there.
Cool. Well, that's great. Thank you. Okay, if there's no other discussion under 3, let's move on to 4. Discussion and addition.
I'll
and
explain
addition
this
agenda
one.
items
I'll
for-
explain it. Number A. So your recusal, saying about the conflict with you being president and the whole thing with us being a hybrid pilot program, being in
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
Raquel basically said that she checked into it and it's not a conflict, that portion of it. And that she didn't have a problem with it. Supposedly there was a conversation with you and someone, Josh, I guess, about it, or her and you, or someone and you about it. And that you had said that you didn't want the appearance to be that way. And that, so now she said that what needs to happen is our board needs to vote on it, is who needs to decide whether we do it or not.
Right, and there is where I'm going to recuse myself
Exactly.
from the vote and
From
any
the
other
vote.
discussion. Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
And that's the way it probably should go down.
And for that, that's why I asked Chris and also Vic. Victor was also there, which was great. Thank you for that, Victor. I really appreciate your time there. So that they can do the, whatever discussion, lead the discussion on that. Vic, your hand is up.
When, just to remind everybody, when they do recuse, and I got this from Octaviano and Thomas Sung,
They just have to turn their
we
camera
do
on.
not have to have them log out and then be notified when they can log in again, like we thought, because that's the analogy to, physically getting up and walking out of the room if we're in person. All they have to do is turn off their video and their mic. So they can basically listen, but they can't participate, and then they know when to come back on when the item's over.
Exactly. And that's what they said at the EVG meeting too. They were discussing it. And so what has happened, Ray, is Josh, because Vic and I have been the only ones that attended, the sessions, the info sessions where the invites were sent out.
Right.
So our board needs to understand what this hybrid thing is, what it is, how it's going to happen, what the pilot program, what the whole thing is. So Josh sent me all the presentation. I have it on my desktop, all his stuff for it. He's coming to our meeting as a
Right.
presentation for it. That way we'll do that first. And then and we weren't sure where to put the vote for this. Should I take the vote under executive board for it, or should we? Or
You know,
should it be under the EVG working group report thing that I've been doing every month?
You know, either one is appropriate. Probably as I think about it, and maybe Vic has a different opinion, but maybe under the EVG report that you put out, which you won't have much of a report, it'll be the actual maybe vote because.
Right, it'll just be the vote.
Yeah, so Vic, you have a feeling about that?
Well, and well, a couple things. One, to get back up to the presentation part, how long does he need? How long should we give?
He said 10 to 15 minutes.
Does that include Q&A?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so we can just leave it at the usual 20?
yeah,
Okay. And then, yeah, that's why I highlighted this yellow number 9, because I didn't know if we were really going to have anything, because with Josh's presentation, that probably covers anything we might cover in that part.
right. So my update is
So-
that we were selected as a hybrid pilot program for the hybrid product program, and we need to vote as a board whether or not we accept it or
Right,
reject
so-
it.
I put it here for now under executive, but we can obviously change that however we need to right now. I don't
think-
know
Because I'm the one that's presenting it, probably, I'm not sure, and Ray's recusing it, probably should go under the virtual governance report thing as a
but
motion.
that
And
but
up,
that is not a committee where we typically have motions.
oh,
so
that's
that-
true. That, I guess I
Well-
could just present it in
We do this.
for the committee.
You know, perhaps this is a place where maybe,
How about that?
let me see.
We just put Melanie
For that one motion.
for the executive committee instead of Ray.
For the motion.
Yeah, I think.
Does that
that's-
work?
Okay, that works, that
Yeah.
works. And there's really no report then.
Do you want me to leave that there just in case something comes up? And we can
There won't
skip-
be anything between now and the meeting.
You sure? All right.
Because Josh is gonna cover all of it.
I'm just thinking if something maybe comes up that he doesn't cover or something last minute, I mean, we can always skip it if there
Yeah.
isn't anything.
Yeah,
All right, I'll leave it. I'll leave it on for now, and then if there's
yeah, okay.
nothing additional,
that's
we just
fine.
skip it.
Alrighty,
Okay,
because there'll probably, to leave it there, because there'll be more reports later as we go, if we accept this.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would come back on future agendas. It would just be off this one, but
Right.
um,
So go back up Vic, so we're there, so we're fine with that, the presentation. And then what about that CIS? What's going on?
well,
with
we're not there yet on the other part of the agenda, so
Yeah, we are. We're at the
No.
presentation.
no, we have other.
Oh, we do. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
well, I
Okay.
mean, the other two are pretty automatic, or other
Yeah.
three.
Yeah,
So are we, well, I guess at this point, are we done with the presentation part?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
So the thing you got on here that you don't have, but you did put it on the agenda, was about the rollover funds that Ray.
right, because
Oh,
the executive committee agenda had already been posted.
right. So the rollover funds,
Yeah,
I redid the budget. It's all done to include the rollover funds. Once my letter hit everyone, to everybody, the controller I had it sent
yeah,
to the big wigs, Patty Santos and Holly Clark and to Bonk and all that. Once it hit, within a couple of days, all of a sudden, we got a letter about our rollover money that
yeah.
they paid everybody, all the 99 neighborhood councils. So how about that?
No, it's great to be able to be a mover and a shaker and to do it properly. So,
And I'm like, hoo-yah. Yay.
And
yeah,
I have 3 words: nag, nag, nag.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's the only way you get something done,
yeah, yeah.
unfortunately.
Now,
So,
now if I could only be as effective with our town hall minutes, getting them from,
oh, don't even go there. We have the same problem every month with the board meeting minutes, Ray. You have no idea.
Is there something well,
I don't know why Lydia, Vic's been CC'd on the emails and I've like gotten no reply. Where are our town hall minutes? When
Well,
are you expected to get them to me? Where are they? Over 30 days.
Let's, if we're gonna go over that, let's come back to that after,
Okay.
because we still have some things.
yeah, let's see if we can finish off the agenda and then we
Yeah.
can work on a
So-
plan.
All of this is fine. All of that, the hybrid pilot program, we have to vote on that. And then now we're CIS
Right, and we've got the,
pilot
we've
program
got,
right there.
we've got the hybrid there, we've got all the others, you know,
Those are all there.
and then if we're gonna do it, then I put the CIS right after the presentation.
So I'll talk to Lori about language or whatever she may suggest. Not that I'll just check in with her on that and see where the language will come for the CIS that we need to put together.
So at this point, we should leave it on this agenda?
Yeah, and if I talk to Lori, let me see today's. I'll try to talk to her tomorrow, and if I get a feel that if we can do it, then I'll get in touch with you. I'll let you know either way if we need to take it
Yeah,
on.
I was
I'll
gonna
let you
say,
know.
definitely let me know either way.
Yeah, so I'll do that.
All right, then at this point, I'll leave it highlighted.
Right.
And then, do we have anything else on there? No, okay. So the other thing I figured this would be the best place to put the same type of information about the candidate filing period in the website.
Yeah. That'll be cool.
Hey,
And Ray,
Yes.
just FYI,
Hmm?
I don't know, and not to brag or anything, but I want to toot my horn a little bit. I think the board should know that I graduated from the Community Police Academy this Wednesday.
Well, that's good to know. Okay, that's then. You want to talk about it, or I'll definitely congratulate you. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I graduate Wednesday at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, excuse me.
All right.
But the thing is, they're just doing it on Zoom. They aren't doing it in person because of all the problems.
I hope they, send you your uniform and your badge so that you could.
what's it called?
Community Police Academy.
I think my mom might have done that years ago too.
Just don't go out there and start flaunting your privileges, because you know what happened to that chief of police out of, was it Tampa or whatever?
What?
Yeah, I think it was Tampa, Florida.
Oh,
She was.
wow.
It was Tampa.
It was Tampa. Is bad. Is really bad.
She and her husband are going down the street in a like a golf cart, an unlicensed golf cart, and the local police department, which was not, she was not in Tampa when she was doing this. They got stopped because they were driving an unlicensed vehicle, and she asked the cop, "Hey, is your camera on?" And I don't know how he responded, but the camera was on. So she says, "Hey, look, I'm the chief of Tampa. Can you overlook the
Oh,
the the violation?"
may not be
And,
the
you know,
chief any longer.
Is the.
well, today
Is
she
no longer.
resigned. Today she resigned.
She resigned.
Oh,
Yeah.
So-
They,
Okay.
one of the things that they did through this, and it was in person, and I went up to South Central, Southeast Division,
Mhm.
and in Watts. Oh, wow, what an area. It's interesting, but yeah, we went up there and they went through a training that's a what if training. And I
Mm.
think any city official should have to do that what if training. Like, our CD15 person, our city council people, they should have to do that what if training, because what it does is it's put you in a scenario, and they play these scenarios, and you play cop, and you're in a
Oh, yeah.
scenario where you have to do critical thinking, gun, taser, mace. What are you going to do? What is the situation? I had a bank robber coming out, and Mona redid her training, and she was in it, and she had a person with a knife, and she, like, for her, she let him get too close, and she should have shot them instead of just pepper spraying them, because she would have gotten a stab wound. Me, I shot them, and they had no weapon. And so, but it's critical thinking where you get right in the mindset of what a police officer goes through. And I really think that training is like ultimate, that I think it's something everybody should go through, honestly, to understand it.
Were
Yeah.
those were the perpetrators or assumed perpetrators also real people, or was it like on a
No, they're
videotape?
video simulators.
Okay,
You're in a simulator.
because the reason I was wondering is because I remember there's a video online of a guns rights activist or something like that. I think he's a pastor somewhere, or was anyway
Yeah.
at the time they did it. I don't remember his name, but I think he was like a big, a well-known activist of some kind. And he went through one of those things, except everything was in person.
Oh, wow.
And he came out with a very different point of view after he did those.
Right.
Because he had no idea how quickly things can happen. And
Well,
how
quickly things
cops
can
have
happen,
to-
and you like
have to make a
how
decision.
the decisions that have to be made, boom,
Right.
boom, 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 on a split second. And so it really enlightened me a lot. I really come out of there very knowledgeable and enlightened about the situations that the LAPD and CHP and all of them face day to day, which, you can say you think but to actually go through it and see it, it's like, oh my God.
You're just backseat driving if you haven't done it yourself.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, Melanie. That's a great accomplishment.
Now, so should I leave this second item here, or a committee report?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
And I think, other than getting a final decision on the CIS, I think everything we talked about is on there.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like everything's there. Okay, so whoops, let's do this. Okay, so we are at number 6, right?
Yeah. Well, thoughts, guys?
January.
I'm open.
Well, I mean, the first is a
Alright.
Sunday, Christmas and the first are both Sundays. So the second is the observed New Year,
Right,
So the
New Year
third,
Tuesday.
so do the third for executive board?
Well, and that's what I put here. you know,
Yeah,
Tentatively, we move it to the third. There's nothing else scheduled for that day.
except on that day, I have my bond commission meeting.
so we just do it early again at 5?
We can do it early, or, you know, you guys, the three of you all can do it.
As long as Chris shows up,
Yeah,
because we have to have a quorum.
that's right.
Let me double check something real quick. Maybe we could go to the 4th.
That's budget and finance.
Maybe we can't go to the 4th.
Unless we do budget and finance first and executive board after.
Oh, we could swap them.
Well, I've already put in the or no, I didn't. That's for January. What am I saying? We
Or
could-
we just do the executive at 5 like we did before.
yeah.
That would be
Well,
fine.
what I could do is start budget and finance at 6 instead and do executive board 5 to 6. How does that work?
Well, no, but budget is usually not on the
5:30.
Tuesday, it's on the Wednesday.
Right. No, but I'm just saying, we could do 5 here, but if you did it Wednesday, put budget and finance at 6 and put executive board at 5.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, if we move it to then, okay. Come on, stop scrolling.
If that would make it easier in case, in case Chris can't show.
Well, either way, we'd be starting the executive committee meeting at 5, so it doesn't. At this point, it doesn't really matter to me.
It doesn't matter to me either.
Why don't we just do it on Tuesday at 5, if that,
Okay,
we can
that's
do
Yeah,
it?
I was thinking it'd probably be better to do it on a different day, just in case it runs long, and then we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about cutting off and going to the next meeting.
I would be the only one that have to leave. I mean, if we do it on
Okay.
Tuesday.
Well, so I
So-
mean, but if we do it on Wednesday, then there's the possibility that it could run long, and then we'd have to stop because budget and finance is coming next. But if we keep it
Right.
on Tuesday, we don't have to worry about that.
see,
Right,
because January, I'm hoping for budget and finance, we're going to be doing MPGs to go release the application to get them going. Since we
Okay,
have a
so-
rollover money now.
So keep it at Tuesday at 5. Sorry, Tuesday the 3rd at 5.
yeah, I'll drink to that.
That works.
I thought you were supposed to be drinking a few days earlier, but New Year's Eve.
Well, it's the New Year's week celebration.
Ah, I see. Okay. Other than that, okay, then I will make it a special executive committee meeting January 3rd at 5. And we're done with that one.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
okay.
So
Any other, want to finish up any other conversations before we adjourn?
No, I think we're good. And I'll just, the personal thing, I'll get to you, Ray. I'll get back. I'll catch up with you as far as time. If you want me to come over there or you come by here or what. on
Okay.
Sunday. Okay,
sounds good.
alrighty.
Don't forget to RSVP.
I will. I'll go. I won't forget. I'll go do it. I just was making sure somebody else is going because
so
I'll
are we
need to
officially
let
adjourning?
somebody- Yeah,
Okay, so I think we are officially adjourning.
Yep.
So, everyone, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You all take care. Have a good, evening.
You too, Ray.
Right.
Have a good evening.
You guys, thank you.
Yeah.